Now we're going to jump into question 2, which is, have you done a podcast where you give tips on what to do when you're lost passion for training? I just feel like I don't have that spark in me anymore.
This is such a great question, and I can from firsthand experience say that I've definitely lost passion in the past. And yeah, it's not a great feeling. And I've got a couple different tips that I would personally use, and that's also helped myself. And I'm sure Josh will have some as well. But I think the biggest thing is actually sitting down with yourself, similar to what he was saying about self-awareness, and asking yourself the question, what do I actually enjoy? Like, what is it that I enjoy about the training? Is it maybe more of the cardio aspect? Are you someone who likes hitting PRs and pushing yourself powerlifting wise? And I heard this from a podcast in the past. I remember Dean Graziosi, this high level, I guess you could say, growth guy online. He had said most people know what they don't want versus what they actually do want. And you'll hear so many people, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't want to do that. And then you say, hey, what is it that you actually like? And they're like, oh, wow, like I actually have no idea. So I think just spending a bit of time reflecting on what it is that you enjoy, what brings you value, what brings you happiness. But I kind of have a bit of a different tip that almost contradicts this. And this is something that I've learned over the years, is that I can't say when I go into a strength training workout. Of course, I've done a lot of things between a physique show with Josh, multiple powerlifting things. I've done hundreds of different just challenges. And I think for me personally, the challenge is what I strive for, and I absolutely love it. But I can't say that I'm always thinking I need this to be the most fun and most exciting thing. On the top of my head, I'm always thinking of the benefits. Okay, you know what? These split squats, I hate them. They're not fun, but here are 3 benefits that's going to take place from it. These squats that I want to skip, okay, cool. I'm going to be strong. I'm going to live longer. My bones are going to be healthier. I'm going to just be, I think I've said this, but stronger day to day. And when you think of it that way and you're not always looking for that next new exciting thing, I find a lot of people struggle because they think their training needs to be that new exciting thing. So when it comes down to it and you go on Instagram and you see that new exercise, you're like, I'm going to put this in. When you see your friend doing this thing, I'm going to switch it up. And there's nothing wrong with adding in that thing here and there, but I would say definitely sticking to it for more of the benefits versus it being like the most amazing, you're super passionate, you always want to go in there and crush it. And the last thing is just reevaluating your goals and why you want to do it. And I find that when you have that deep why, that understanding of why you're looking to do what you're looking to do, and I think that helps you get into the gym a lot more versus just, I have to do it. And I think that's where a lot of people struggle. I have to strength train, I got to do it, I got to do my cardio. You're going to lose passion that way. So those are my 3 biggest tips.
I also just believe like life's is trolleys. You can be at the top of it. You can just be loving it. Gym can be just super fun. You're healthier than ever. You're hitting PRs. And there can be times you're like, I don't want to be here. I'm not into it. I'm not progressing. I keep getting injured. I keep getting sick. And it can just be so easy to be in that. And that's why when I have clients that are most of the time just absolutely killing it, I always say, remember how great you feel, because if something pops up, know you can get back here. And just the same, like anything in life, even the things you probably love more than anything, like let's say the world's greatest tennis player ever that existed, you've done it your whole life. I'm sure there's been moments where you've hated it and you've like, I don't want to do this and that. And it's just the same with training. If you have an expectation that should always be the most fun, exciting thing ever, it's just not realistic. Like even yesterday, I had to lift a little bit later. I didn't want to do it. I got it done. I felt good. I did. And most days I do feel really good. I enjoy it. It's my time. And I feel fantastic about that, but you have to understand there are days where it's hard. There's weeks where it's really hard. There's some workouts where like, whew, I just had to make it through that one. That was a challenge, but I survived. And you have to understand that that's just the way it works, highs and lows. And in terms of passion, though, I love Kyle's tips for finding that passion, leaning into ways to make it interesting, those strength goals, and doing more activities you enjoy, finding movements you enjoy, finding challenge. If you're not challenging yourself enough in there, it's easy to hate it because it just becomes you going in doing the same thing. But when you have that challenge and you overcome it, you get that dopamine release, you feel fantastic. I always say when you see results, you get addicted. And by constantly progressing, seeing phenomenal results and just seeing your body change, seeing yourself get leaner, more shapely, have other people notice, have more energy, have more muscle, have more ability, be able to lift and be stronger and in control of your body more than you ever thought. It is a fantastic feeling, I can tell you that much. And it's just such a 180, especially from people who don't do any training, have no strength, don't have this confidence, don't have this ability and understanding of the physique. Just so important you take advantage of it. Like I said, I believe last week, Socrates himself said, it's a shame for a man to grow old and never know what his body was capable of. That goes for men and women. You are capable of so much more than you think. Even if you're the smallest, tiniest person. I've had so many girls come in here that are like 100 pounds that end up being absolute beasts. They're lifting most of the guys. They look fantastic. They're strong. They're confident. They can pull themselves up, they can push themselves, they can pull hundreds of pounds, they can squat hundreds of pounds. Like, that's a fantastic feeling. There's no reason to be weak because you can overcome that. You can have a lot of success, especially with the help of a coach.